82. Thou hast asked me concerning the nature of the soul. Know verily that the soul is a sign of God, a heavenly gem whose reality the most learned of men hath failed to grasp, and whose mystery no mind, however acute, can ever hope to unravel. It is the first among all created things to declare the excellence of its Creator, the first to recognize His glory, to cleave to His truth, and to bow down in adoration before Him. If it be faithful to God, it will reflect His light, and will eventually return unto Him. If it fail, however, in its allegiance to its Creator, it will become a victim to self and passion, and will in the end sink in their depths. Whoso hath in this day refused to allow the doubts and fancies of men to turn him away from Him who is the eternal truth, and hath not suffered the tumult provoked by the ecclesiastical and secular authorities to deter him from recognizing His message, such a man will be regarded by God, the Lord of all men, as one of His mighty signs, and will be numbered among them whose names have been inscribed by the pen of the Most High in His book. Blessed is he that hath recognized the true stature of such a soul, that hath acknowledged its station and discovered its virtues. Much hath been written in the books of old concerning the various stages in the development of the soul, such as concupiscence, irascibility, inspiration, benevolence, contentment, divine good pleasure, and the like. The pen of the Most High, however, is disinclined to dwell upon them. Every soul that walketh humbly with its God in this day, and cleaveth unto Him, shall find itself invested with the honour and glory of all goodly names and stations. When man is asleep, his soul can in no wise be said to have been inherently affected by any external object. It is not susceptible of any change in its original state or character. Any variation in its functions is to be ascribed to external causes. It is to these external influences that any variations in its environment, its understanding and perception should be attributed. Consider the human eye. Though it hath the faculty of perceiving all created things, yet the slightest impediment may so obstruct its vision as to deprive it of the power of discerning any object whatsoever. Magnified be the name of Him who hath created and is the cause of these causes, who hath ordained that every change and variation in the world of being be made dependent upon them. Every created thing in the whole universe is but a door leading into His knowledge, a sign of His sovereignty, a revelation of His names, a symbol of His majesty, a token of His power, a means of admittance into His straight path. Verily, I say, the human soul is in its essence one of the signs of God, a mystery among His mysteries. It is one of the mighty signs of the Almighty, the harbinger that proclaimeth the reality of all the worlds of God. Within it lieth concealed that which the world is now utterly incapable of apprehending. Ponder in thine heart the revelation of the soul of God that pervadeth all His laws, and contrast it with that base and appetitive nature that hath rebelled against Him, that forbiddeth men to turn unto the Lord of names, and impelleth them to walk after their lusts and wickedness. Such a soul hath in truth wandered far in the path of error. Thou hast, moreover, asked me concerning the state of the soul after its separation from the body. Know thou of a truth, that if the soul of man hath walked in the ways of God, it will assuredly return and be gathered to the glory of the Beloved. By the righteousness of God, it shall attain a station such as no pen can depict or tongue describe. The soul that hath remained faithful to the cause of God and stood unwaveringly firm in his path shall, after his ascension, be possessed of such power that all the worlds which the Almighty hath created can benefit through him. Such a soul provideth, at the bidding of the ideal King and divine Educator, the pure leaven that leaveneth the world of being, and furnisheth the power through which the arts and wonders of the world are made manifest. Consider how meal needeth leaven to be leavened with. These souls that are the symbols of detachment are the leaven of the world. Meditate on this, and be of the thankful. In several of our tablets, we have referred to this theme and have set forth the various stages in the development of the soul. Verily, I say, the human soul is exalted above all egress and regress. It is still, and yet it soareth. It moveth, and yet it is still. It is in itself a testimony that beareth witness to the existence of a world that is contingent, as well as to the reality of a world that hath neither beginning nor end. Behold, how the dream thou hast dreamed is after the lapse of many years reenacted before thine eyes. Consider how strange is the mystery of the world that appeareth to thee in thy dream. Ponder in thine heart upon the unsearchable wisdom of God, and meditate on its manifold revelations. Witness the wondrous evidences of God's handiwork, and reflect upon its range and character. He who is the seal of the prophets hath said, Increase my wonder and amazement at thee, O God. As to thy question whether the physical world is subject to any limitations, know thou that the comprehension of this matter dependeth upon the observer himself. In one sense, it is limited. In another, it is exalted beyond all limitations. The one true God hath everlastingly existed and will everlastingly continue to exist. His creation, likewise, hath had no beginning and will have no end. All that is created, however, is preceded by a cause. This fact in itself establishes, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the unity of the Creator. Thou hast moreover asked me concerning the nature of the celestial spheres. To comprehend their nature, it would be necessary to inquire into the meaning of the allusions that have been made in the books of old to the celestial spheres and the heavens, and to discover the character of their relationship to this physical world, and the influence which they exert upon it. Every heart is filled with wonder at so bewildering a theme, and every mind is perplexed by its mystery. God alone can fathom its import. The learned men that have fixed at several thousand years the life of this earth have failed throughout the long period of their observation to consider either the number or the age of the other planets. Consider, moreover, the manifold divergencies that have resulted from the theories propounded by these men. Know thou that every fixed star hath its own planets, and every planet its own creatures, whose number no man can compute. O thou that hast fixed thine eyes upon my countenance, the dayspring of glory hath in this day manifested its radiance, and the voice of the Most High is calling. We have formerly uttered these words, This is not the day for any man to question his Lord. It behoveth whosoever hath hearkened to the call of God, as voiced by him who is the dayspring of glory, to arise and cry out, Here am I, O Lord of all names. Here am I, O Maker of the heavens. I testify that through thy revelation the things hidden in the books of God have been revealed, and that whatsoever hath been recorded by thy messengers in the sacred scriptures hath been fulfilled.